Now, if you notice, you get PC WinXP, right? So now we need to configure the computer because we want to install what? Windows what? XP. Okay. So I'm going to click on the PCE WinXP, then I'm going to click on Settings. Now, remember when I started with the slide demo, the slide training, I talked about the steps that we need to take. The pre-installation task. You guys remember? That's what we're doing now. Pre-installation, meaning we've not started installing, but we're trying to do some configurations that will help us to do the installation, to carry out the installation successfully. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the hard drive first, and our hard drive is IDE. Is that not correct? Yes. Which is correct. So we can select solid state, check solid state there. Now the next thing we need to add another disk. Now remember, we need an operating system CD, right? And I actually gave you guys an ISO image. Is that not correct? So what we're going to add the ISO image. But in some scenarios, I may have the disk. So if I do have the disk, what I would do, I will come and click Live CD. Are you getting me? If I check that box, I will need to have my physical disk. I'll load my normal DVD drive or CD drive with the Windows XP operating system. But in this case, we're not using a live DVD, right? That's why they say we're going green. So I'm going to check this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the IDE and I'm going to come here and say add a CD or a DVD what? Device. Are we together? Can you click on that? It brings up the pop-up, right? Now, let's look for the CD, because I told you last time that an ISO image is a CD or regarded as a DVD, right? So let's click choose a disk. Okay, in my case, mine is on my USB, so I'm going to go to my USB and I'm going to select Windows XP. Okay, I think mine, excuse me, just click on it and open, that's all. Yeah, just click on it and open. That's Windows 8. That's Windows Server. Windows Ultimate. Okay, the problem now is that I gave you guys the XP CD yesterday. What happened? Because I can't find mine here.
Some of the sticks maybe just maybe they cut it, but maybe you cut it.
No, I have it. It's fine. It's on my desktop, okay? So I'll click open. Now, did you see that you have two drives now? One of them is a physical hard drive. The other one is a what? Is a CD. Now, if you click on it, it says information is an image. Is that not correct? And it tells you the size. Is that not correct? If you come to your hard drive, it tells you it's normal VDI. Are we together? Okay. Now we're done with that. Let's go to the network. We want to change our network adapter to bridge. Okay. And of course, we're using our Wi-Fi, right? Whenever we say bridge means that your computer now becomes part of the your virtual machine becomes part of the network of your normal computer system as well. So we'll go to systems now. Of course, our boot sequence, the first will be DVD, right? Okay, so I'll come here and push it up. I'll select it and push it up. And of course, my second will be hard drive, and I'll check only both of them. So guys, that's all we need for now. So we click OK. Now, let's start installing. To install, make sure your PCE Windows XP is selected and click on what? Start. That's it. and Windows will boot up like a normal computer. Start installing XP. Now, in a physical computer, this is exactly what you will see if you are using a CD or a DVD. Are we together? You can see it's quite fast. Is it fast on your computer? Because you're using an SSD. Remember we selected SSD, right? Okay, now this is a setup for Windows. Actually, we're not taking the second option because we don't currently have XP installed. We are taking the first option, right? So to install XP, press enter. Okay? Press enter. And the next thing is to press what? F8 to agree to the requirement. Just a minute. Coming. Yeah, press F8.
Sem maneira de fazer
we install it just like it is. Unpartitioned space.
Okay, have you pressed the F8?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says unpartitioned space, right? Now, if you notice there, it's unpartitioned. So actually, if you wanted to create a partition, you will press what? C. Are we together? Now, since we don't want to create a partition, because with XP, when you install and you go to the desktop, you cannot create partition on the XP disk device manager disk management. If you want to create a partition, this is your chance. But in Windows 7 and Vista, even after you've installed, you can still go back and on the desktop you can create a partition. Are we together? So to create a partition, what are we supposed to press? So you see, the computer system, the secret is always read. That is a secret. So let's click on let's press C. Now by default it says how many gig is there? 10.229, which is your 10 gig you created. So our partition we want to create should be higher, because the first partition you create automatically takes what? C. Are we together? Because if you create the lower partition of the movies and the folders you want to put there, it becomes a problem. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to type 9,000. 9,000. So I'll say 9,000. Have you typed 9,000? And press enter. Wow. Do we have a C now?
Yes.
And we're left with 1 gig now, right? Is that not correct? We're left with 1 gig. So let's create a partition of that as well. Let's go there and says select, push your keyboard down, and you press C now. And that's it. And you say to create, you press what? The enter key. So you press enter. So do we have 2 partitions now?
Yes.
So we have the C and the what? F. Who can tell me why we're not having D or E?
We're not having.
Remember, we have our DVD, our ISO image. So that's why it has skipped to F. Okay, now, can you move your mouse to C? Can you move your mouse to C? And press enter. Move your mouse to C. Sorry, your keyboard arrows. Sorry, not your mouse. Your keyboard arrows. Move your keyboard arrows to C. The drop down keyboard, okay? The arrow keys. Then press enter now on C. Press enter. Now you see the first system. You remember the file system? You remember the file system? Do you know the problem? When I'm doing the practicals, I expect you to look at the screen. You have no business with the guy on your left and the guy on your right. You have no business with them. Focus on your screen. That is the secret. You're looking for them. When we finish now, all of you are going far away. So the first option says NTFS. The other option says what? FAT file system, right? Now we all know the advantage of NTFS. Is that not correct? It's more expanded, right? So let's scroll up and say NTFS quick. So let's press enter. That's it. So what is happening right now? The first option. What is happening right now is that your computer is formatting, and what it's doing is installing now. So what it's doing is copying the Windows file into your computer right now. You can see copy. Can you see copy on the left hand side, on the right hand side? You see it? So those files are in the DVD. So it's extracting them into your hard drive. When your installation is done, we're going to inject the ISO image out, and that's it. We have our operating system running.
The operating system is being loaded onto the hard drive.
It's being copied now. Then after finish copying, then we cannot do the installation.
It's in the hard drive of the virtual disk.
Yes. That's what is happening now. But this is for XP. Windows is more graphical. Yeah, Windows have a graphical interface. This is XP because I want you to see how it's being done. So that when you're asked to do it, you're not frightened. You say, no, I know how to do all those configurations. Okay. So I'm going to stop here, and